everyone. This is Robert, RJL 518, welcoming you to another exciting edition of Inside Pitch. The 1981 season is on the air. Today's date is April 26th of that year, and we are at Stade Olympique as the greatest baseball team of all time, the New York Mets, take on the Montreal Expos. Philip Reynolds is first to join us here at Stade Olympique. The Mets come into this game with a record of 4 wins and 5 losses. Not too bad, considering how this team was in 81. The Expos are out of the gate pretty well at 7-4. The Expos have historically won this game 8-4. It was an ugly game. There were 5 errors committed between the two. This was the first game of a doubleheader between these two teams that day. The second game featured Craig Swan and Scott Sanderson, but I decided to play the first game of this set. Because of the pitcher that the Mets had, who the Mets thought would be a better deal than Tom Seaver. What did they know back in that time? Perez and Rose were not on this team. Rose, as you know, was on the Phillies in 81. And Perez was on the and Tony Perez, he was on the Perez was on the Red Sox in 1981 there, Phil. So we got a good game here between the Mets and the Expos. Our first look at the New York Mets. We'll get at least 2 games with each team before we start trimming the fat as we approach the playoffs. Remember, 1981 is a short season due to the strike, but we'll get them all in. This should be a good game today. Hopefully, we'll see how my Mets can do on the board in 1981. Let's get right to it. Starting pitcher for the Montreal Expos in this game was Ray Burris. 9 wins, 7 losses, a 3.05 ERA. He got the call for the first game in this doubleheader against the Mets on this date. The Expos in 81 were pretty good, so we'll see what they've got today as they take on the greatest team ever, the New York Mets. Let's go to the top of the first. Leading off for the Mets will be right fielder Mookie Wilson, young Mookie Wilson. 271 average, 3 homers, 14 RBIs that year for the Mets. Expos using red, white, and powder blue for the dice. They are the home team. Let's see what Burris has got. First pitch of the game, 3-5. That is blank. Wilson swings 1-2, and Mookie Wilson leads off with a single into center field. A leadoff base hit for Mookie. Next batter for the Mets, shortstop Frank Taveras, 230 average, no homers, 11 RBIs. BB joins us here at Stade Olympique. Infield goes to double play depth. Wilson, a definite stealing threat. He does get the jump, but Burris is pretty good at holding runners on. A 13 minus 2 is 11. And Carter has a -2 arm, so it would be a 1-9 for Wilson to steal. He's not going to go. I'll keep him where he's at. Burris will make the pitch. 4-2. That's a walk plus 10. That 20 is going to be too high. Taveras against righties is a 4. Stade Olympique only gives +1 to walks. That's the only thing it gives. So that would have been a 15. The 20 is too high. Taveras will swing the bat. 2-3, and it's a ground ball to second base. Grounder to second. Let's see if they turn the double play. 1-0-1. Shortstop is Spire. It's a 0. The only way they turn the double play is on a 1. It is a 6. Wilson will wind up at second, and Taveras is out at first. 1 down. Next up for the Mets will be center fielder Lee Mazzilli. Every woman in New York wanted to have his baby. Lee Mazzilli, 228 average, 6 homers, 34 RBIs. Steeler fan joins us here at Stade Olympique. Wilson on at second. Anything happening on the bases? That's a 2. Wilson, I'm not sending him to third. Not with Burris and Carter. Burris will go ahead and pitch. 6-1. That's at the park. Stade Olympique. 4-4. That's going to be a fly out to right. And that will be out number 2. Wilson's base running rating is a 4, -1 and a fly out to right. Ellis Valentine is the right fielder. -2 is a 1. So the only way Wilson gets to third is on a 1, and he stays at second, 2 down. So 2 men out. And the next batter is left fielder Dave King Kong Kingman. He had a .221 average in 81, but he did bomb 22 homers, 59 RBIs. 2 outs. See what the strat says. Nothing. Wilson has been getting the jump, but I'm not sending him. Burris and Carter make a good battery for the Expos. Burris will pitch. 3-1. Strikeout 20. That is too high. Kingman will swing. 3-2, and against a right-hander, that's going to be a ground out to third, and that will retire the side. No runs and a hit for the Mets, and we go to the bottom of the first. Woodman 564 joins us here at Stade Olympique. Bottom of the first, starting pitcher for the New York Mets. The best pitcher they could have traded for Tom Seaver, Pat Zachry. 7 wins, 14 losses, a 4.14 ERA. Yes, let's get Pat Zachry. He will be a bigger Hall of Famer than Tom Seaver ever could. Yeah. Bottom of the first inning, leading off for the Expos will be left fielder Tim Rock Raines. This guy batted .304, 5 homers and 37 RBIs. He had 71 stolen bases. I don't know. Tim Raines may be a Hall of Famer someday. He's got potential. Zachary will go ahead and pitch. 1-6, strikeout 7, and he got him, struck him out. And that is the first strikeout for Zachary. He had 76 of them in 81. Next batter for the Expos, second baseman Jerry Manuel. 200 average, 3 homers, 10 RBIs. He got the call at second for the Spos in this game. Zachary, a 4-4, walk plus 10. That 9 will walk Manuel. So Zachary gets a strikeout, and then he walks Jerry Manuel. He will trot to first. Zachary had 55 walks in 81. Infield goes to double play depth. Next up for the Expos, center fielder Andre Hawk Dawson. 302 average, 24 bombs, 64 RBIs. Another guy that might have some Hall of Fame potential. Maybe. I don't know. He has a chance. Dawson is going to bat. Manuel on at first. Anything happening on the strat? No. Zachary will go ahead and make the pitch. 6-5, strikeout 19, not happening. Dawson will swing. 3-1. That is a ball hit the left field. That is a 15 against the righty. It's going to be just a little too high, and it's going to be a fly out to left, and that's going to be out number 2. Dawson got a lot of it, but not enough. So that is the second out. Next batter for the Expos, right fielder Ellis Valentine. He will be traded to the Mets later in the year. The Mets have the guy that they trade. The Mets get Ellis Valentine. They get Valentine, and the Expos get Jeff Reardon. And Reardon, of course, is a Met in this game. But this is Ellis Valentine on the Expos. 208 average, 8 homers, 36 RBIs. So Valentine will be a Met later in the Reardon trade. Anything happening on the bases? No. Zachary will pitch. 2-3. That's at the park. Stade Olympique. 5-3. Fly out to left, and that will end the inning. So a walk is all the Expos get. So not a bad outing for Pat Zachary. A surefire. I'm pretty sure Zachary is a surefire Hall of Famer in the future. And that's why they traded away Tom Seaver to get Zachry. After one, no score. We go to the top of the second. Leading off for the Mets, first baseman Mike Jorgensen, 205 average, 3 homers, 15 RBIs in 81. Burris will go ahead and pitch. 2-5, that's blank. Jorgensen will swing 3-3, and that's a fly out to left. And that is the first out. Next up for the Mets, third baseman Huby Brooks. Huby Brooks, sometimes I felt was underrated, and then sometimes I felt he was overrated. He had a very good year in 81, 307 average, 4 homers, 38 RBIs. Huby Brooks had a very good season in 1981. I think one of the reasons why the hitter cards are hitting so well is because of the short season. The designer of the game, Chris Davis, had to use a little smaller sample size to get the cards to work. Very possible, I think. Burris will pitch to Brooks. And 6-6 against a righty, strikeout 11, and he got him. He struck out Brooks. Strikeout number 1 for Burris. He had 52 of them in 81. That is the second out. Next up will be the catcher, Alex Trevino, 262 average, no homers, 10 RBIs. I sometimes think Trevino should have been better than what he was. Burris will go ahead and pitch. 2-5, that's a blank. Trevino swings. 5-1, that's a fly out to right. A 1-2-3 inning on for the Mets. No score going to the bottom of the second. Leading off for the Expos will be the catcher, the kid, Gary Carter. He might make the Hall of Fame someday. 251 average in 81, 16 homers, 68 RBIs. Maybe. He was an awesome catcher, though. He will not allow a pass ball, and he has a range of 5 and a -2 arm. Yeah, Gary Carter might have a chance to make the Hall. Not so sure. Zachary will go ahead and pitch. 4-2, that's blank. Carter will swing. 4-6, and that's a ground out to third. That's out number 1. Yes, people, there are 3 possible Hall of Famers on this Expos lineup in this game. Next batter, third baseman Larry Parrish, 244 average, 8 homers, 44 RBIs. Zachary will go ahead and pitch. 2-4, that's blank. Parrish will swing. 2-2, that's a fly out to center. That's out number 2. So 2 down so far. First baseman Warren Cromartie will come up to bat. 304 average, 6 homers, 42 RBIs. Another blast from the past. Warren Cromartie had a very good year for the Expos that season. Zachary, he will pitch. 6-4, error on a throw. Cromartie, 3-5. That's a ground ball to second base. That ball is hit to Doug Flynn. His error rating is a 4. That's a 6. He'll get it, toss it over to first, and retire the side. So a 1-2-3 inning for Zachary. No score after 2. We go to the top of the third. Leading off for the Mets, that will be the second baseman, Doug Flynn. Boy, I know the Mets had high hopes for him when they took him, but 222 average, a homer, 20 RBIs. Doug Flynn. Oh, yeah, wow. Burris will go ahead and pitch. 5-6, that's an automatic out, and it will be a ground out to second. So far, Burris is pitching a heck of a game to start. Next batter is the pitcher, Pat Zachry. Batted 158 as a hitter. Burris will go ahead and pitch. 6-1, that's at the park. Stade Olympique. 3-1, that's a ground out to third. That's out number 2. 2 men away. Top of the order, here's Wilson. Wilson got a single his first time up. 1 for 1. Burris will go ahead and pitch. 1-5, that's blank. Wilson will go ahead and swing. 1-3, and that's going to be a base hit right past first. It's a single for Wilson. He'll find himself on first base again, his second hit of the game. And right now he's the only one that's got hits off of Burris. Taveras is next. He's 0 for 1. Anything happening on the bases? The 19 says no. Ray Burris looking in. Looking at Taveras. Taveras will go ahead and pitch. Receive the pitch. Burris, a 1-3. Strikeout 2. Got him. And that will retire the side. That is strikeout number 2 for Burris. No runs and a hit for the Mets as we go to the bottom of the third. Mets off to a 4-5 start. The Expos are off to a 7-4 start, courtesy of 10-minute ticker. Leading off from Montreal, shortstop Chris Spire, 225 average, 2 homers, 25 RBIs. Zachary, he'll go ahead and make the pitch. 3-2, that's a pitcher result. Spire a righty, a 1-6 is an automatic out. The 15 is too high. Spire will swing 1-6. He grounds out to third. That's the first out. So far we got an early pitcher's duel here going on between Burris and Zachry. I know Zachry will be a better pitcher than Seaver ever could be. Here's the pitcher, Ray Burris. He batted 189 as a hitter. Bob's Tabletop Sports joins us here at Stade Olympique. Zachry will pitch. 5-6. That's a hit by pitch. No chance for Burris. And Burris swings the bat. 4-5. He gets a base hit. That's going to be a single past first. And Burris gets a single. That's the first hit of the game for the Expos. Next batter will be Raines. May be a Hall of Famer one day. Raines is 0 for 1. I'm sure nothing happening on the bases. No, although Zachary does have pickoff. 1 out, infield at double play death. Zachary with the pitch. 6-4. That's an error on a throw. Raines. 6-6. And he popped that up. He pops it up to the shortstop, and that's going to be out number 2. And, of course, there won't be a throwing error on that. So that is the second out, 2 down. Jerry Manuel is next, and he walked his first time up. Nothing happening on the bases. Zachary will go ahead and make the pitch. 1-4. Strikeout 19, too high. Manuel, 2-3. Ground out to second base, picked up by Flynn, and he throws it to first. Side retired. No runs and a hit for the Expos. Historically, the final score of this game was 8-4. We're through 3 innings, and we've got no score. I made a rhyme. Whoever's keeping track of the Rays-Red Sox game, please let me know. I do not have my information going on at the same time as I'm doing this. Top of the last I know, they were tied at 4. Tied at 4 in the 8th inning. Top of the 4th inning, Lee Mazzilli leads off for the Mets. He's 0 for 1. Yeah, it's always cool to see the Expos on a tabletop. Burrows, even better when it's the Mets, though. Brian Patterson joins us here at Stade Olympique. Burris, 5-6. That's an automatic out. And it will be a fly out to left. Burris has got pretty good control today. Getting off to that good start. Next batter is Kingman. Kingman is 0 for 1. Olympic Stadium. Not one of the better venues for baseball, but I do know this. That if the Expos ever still tied 1-1, no on base. Thank you, sir. Still tied. One thing I know about this, if the Expos ever return to Canada, there'll be an Olympic Stadium for a short period of time where they build a new one for them. And I've already seen what a new stadium would look like for the Expos. Gorgeous. Burris will pitch. 4-3. That's blank. Kingman will get to swing. 1-3, and that's going to be a fly out against a right-handed pitcher. That's a fly out to left. It's out number 2. 2 men down. Next up will be Jorgensen. Jorgensen is 0 for 1. Burris will go ahead and pitch. 5-4. Strikeout 5. Got him. Struck him out. Strikeout number 3 for Burris. And we're in the middle of a pitcher's duel here so far. No score going to the bottom of the 4th. Zachry will go ahead and take the mound. And here is Dawson. Dawson is 0 for 1. Another possible Hall of Famer. Maybe. I don't know. He's got potential. Zachry with the pitch. 1-2. Strikeout 6. Yes, he gets Dawson. Struck him out. And that is strikeout number 2 for Zachry. 1 man down. Next batter is Valentine. Valentine is 0 for 1. Zachry will go ahead and make the pitch. 4-2. That's blank. Valentine swings. 2-5. Ground ball to short. Taken care of by Tavares. Throws to first for out number 2. 2 men away. And that will bring up the kid. Carter is 0 for 1. Zachry looking in. Carter looks at the Mets. Wonders if one day Carter is looking at the Mets and wonders if one day he will be a world champion with the Mets one day here in 1981. Carter dreams about winning a World Series in 1986 with the Mets, but they tell him it's an imagination of his figment. Zachry with the pitch, 3-5. That against the righty, strikeout 10, no. Carter will swing. 6-1, and that's a fly ball to center field, taken care of by Mazzilli. And that is the 3rd out. No score after 4. 3 up and 3 down. Top of inning number 5. Leading off for the Mets will be Huby Brooks. Brooks is 0 for 1. As I said, you didn't know, Huby Brooks showed signs of greatness. He showed signs of greatness sometimes, and then he just showed signs that he was just a totally average player. Burris with the pitch. 3-5. That's blank. Brooks will swing. 3-3, and Brooks laces a double into left field. That'll bounce off the wall there. Brooks finds himself on second with a 2-bagger. Mets start off with a man in scoring position that will bring up Trevino. 262 average he had that year. Trevino was 0 for 1. I don't know. I think we should have kept Alex Trevino and passed on Gary Carter in a couple of years. Should have kept Trevino. Trevino, I'm sure, would have been a Hall of Famer if we, not Carter. I don't think so. Runner on second base. Anything happening? That is an 8. No. Brooks stays put. Burris with the pitch. 5-3. That's a walk. That 10 will walk him. And Trevino will go to first base. Mets are in business. Mets have a chance to get a win here. I would love to win a game they historically lost. Flynn is next. He is 0 for 1. Runners at first and second. The double play is on. That is an 18. Flynn does have a good chance to bunt here, but with Zachary up next, Flynn will swing away. Burris will go ahead and pitch it. 5-4, strikeout 19, no. Flynn swings 4-3, and that's going to be a ground ball to first. Let's see if they turn the 2-3-2. Short, and remember, a ground ball to first base, they do not get the double play addition on a ground ball to first if the double play is in effect. So it is a 2. Shortstop is Spire. He has a 0 arm. So a 1-2, it'll be a double play. And it is. They turn 2. Brooks will go to third. Trevino and Flynn are out, and there are 2 down. Good old Doug Flynn. Thank you very much there, Doug. Knew I could count on you to hit into a 3-6-3 double play. 2 outs now, and the batter will be Zachry. Maybe Zachry can come through with a hit here. Burris, anything happening with Brooks? No. Burris will go ahead and look on at Zachary. He will make the pitch. 5-1. That's a range play. Oh, let's see if Zachary can get lucky. Zachary, a 3-2. That's a fly ball to left field. That is hit to Rock Raines. Raines in 1981 did not have that great range. He has a range of a 2. And nope, that will drop. And that is going to be a single for Zachary. Pat Zachary will help out his cause as he hits one just out of Raines' reach. Brooks comes in to score. Mets lead 1-0 on the Expos. Base hit for Zachary. Maybe I misjudged him. Maybe he will be a Hall of Famer one day. I'm pretty sure he will. Pretty sure. Next up for the Mets will be Wilson. Wilson is 2 for 2. He's got 2 singles. I'm pretty sure nothing happening with Zachary. The 3 is a negative. Burris will go ahead and make the pitch. 2-2 against a switch left. That's blank. Wilson swings. 1-6. And this one's a ground out to short. And that throw will go to second against Zachary. And that will end the inning. 1 run on 2 hits for the Mets. An RBI single by Zachary. He did have 2 RBIs that season, so maybe in this game this was one of them. We go to the bottom of the 5th. We're halfway through the game. Leading off for the Expos will be Larry Parrish. Parrish is 0 for 1. Zachary helped out his own cause. Now we'll see if he can continue pitching the way he is. 2-5, strikeout 14. No, that's barely too high. Parrish, 3-4. Line drive right to third. Out number 1. Zachary pitching a heck of a game so far. Like I said, what a great trade. Tom Seaver, meh. Pat Zachary, surefire Hall of Famer. Here's Cromartie. Cromartie is 0 for 1. Zachary will go ahead. And that's a 5-1. That's blank. Cromartie, 6-4. That's grounded to short. Picked up by Tavares. Tosses it to first for the out. 2 down. 2 men away. The next batter is Spire. Spire is 0 for 1. Zachary looking on. Checking out on Spire. Pitch from Zachary. 3-4. That is blank. Spire swings. 1-6. That's a ground ball to third. Huby's got it. Throws to first. Side retired. Again, the Expos are retired in order. 1-2-3. 1-0 Mets after 5. Let's go Mets. Top of the inning, number 6. Frank Tavares leads off for New York, and he is 0 for 2. Burris looking in. He gets the sign. Now he pitches. 6-6 against a righty. Strikeout 1, and he got him. Struck him out. And that is strikeout number 4 for Burris. 1 man down for Mazzilli. Mazzilli 0 for 2, as I said. Lee Mazzilli, every woman in New York wanted his baby. Burris, 4-2. Walk plus 10. That 15 will walk him. Mazzilli will trot down to first. Another walk given up by Burris. That is the second walk issued by Burris. And Mazzilli will hold at first. And now a chance for Kong. Dave King Kong Kingman. Only hit .221 that year, but still belted 22 home runs. He did play in pretty much almost all of New York's games. He had 100 games. I'm thinking Kingman probably, since they only played 4 months, I'm thinking Kingman probably would have finished maybe with around 30, I'm going to say somewhere between 30 and 35 home runs for the season. Kingman is 0 for 2. Anything happening with Mazzilli? No, he stays put. Burris will go ahead and pitch. 2-5. That's blank. Kingman will swing. 1-4. And that is a star 5. That's a grounder to short. Let's see if they turn the double play. 3. -1, 2. +1 is 3. Grounder to short. Second base Manuel is a 0. 1-3. It's a double play. No. The only play was the first. Mazzilli will get to second, 2 down. Next up for the Mets will be Jorgensen. Mazzilli on in scoring position. Jorgensen is 0 for 2. 2 outs here, top of the 6th. Mazzilli staying put at second. Ray Burris gets the sign from the kid. Pitch from Burris. 3-3. That's a blank. He's not tired. Jorgensen. 3-3. And that's going to be a fly ball to left field. Raines gets to that. And that will end the inning. A walk is all the Mets get, but they can't get anything else. We go to the bottom of the 6th in this rapidly moving game so far. Leading off for the Expos will be the pitcher, Ray Burris, and he will bat. Burris actually has a single in the game. He's 1 for 1. Remember, this is the 80s, not 2021. In the 80s, your pitchers pitched a while. In the 2020s, when your pitcher makes 1 or 2 pitches, he's tired and they take him out. Zachary, 4-5 against the righty. Strikeout, 22, got him. Strikeout there. It's a 16, but Burris has 22 for a strikeout, and that will get him. Strikeout number 3 for Zachary. Burris is also pitching a great game, so I don't think they would have taken him out anyway. Here is the Rock. Raines is 0 for 2. Zachry looking in. Makes the pitch. 3-2. That's a pitcher result. Raines a switch hitter from the left side. A 1-10's a single up the middle. That's a 6. It's a base hit. And Raines will get that single. He will hold at first. And Raines 71 stolen bases. A very high attempt. And I'll probably be sending him here. Jerry Manuel is the next batter. He is 0 for 1. Infield double play depth. Raines has a 15. But he doesn't get the jump. It's a 19. So Raines doesn't get the jump. He stays at first. Manuel doesn't bunt here. So he's going to get to swing. Zachary will pitch. 1-4. Strikeout 8. Got him. Struck him out. Strikeout number 4 for Zachary. That's 2 outs. The batter now is Dawson. Here comes the Hawk. Dawson is 0 for 2. Raines again has a chance to get the jump. That is a 9. He does. 17 minus 2 is 15. Trevino -1 is 14. With 1 out, I would send him, but with 2 outs, I'm not going to. I'll let Dawson swing. Zachary with the pitch. 6-1 against the righty. Strikeout 4. Got him! Zachary struck them out. He strikes out the side. No runs, 1 hit. But Zachary gets strikeouts 3, 4, and 5. After 6, it's still 1-0 Mets. As Pat Zachary is somewhere right now, Zachary is somewhere, wherever Pat Zachary is now, he's probably saying, Seaver who? We go to the top of the 7th in this matchup between the Mets and the Expos. Historically, this was an 8-4 game. There were 18 hits and 5 errors combined between the two, and we got a pitcher's duel here. Alex Trevino leads off for the Mets. Not Trevino, it's Brooks. Huby Brooks leads off for the Mets. And he's 1 for 2. We had a leadoff double. And scored. Burris will go ahead. He will pitch. 6-3, blank. Brooks will swing. 4-6. Base hit right past the first baseman. Brooks has a leadoff single. He'll hold it first. Huby Brooks gets his second hit of the game. Now the batter is Trevino. Brooks can steal bases. He had 9 of them in 81. Infield is at double play depth. Let's see if he gets a jump. He doesn't. Burris will pitch to Trevino. Top of the 7th, 1-0 Mets. Burris with the pitch. 1-5, that's blank. Trevino will swing the bat. 4-1, and that's going to be a fly out to left. That's the first out. Next batter is Doug Flynn. Flynn is 0 for 2, and Burris, this is his batter where he would be tired. Both Burris and Zachary can pitch to 26 batters before fatigue. Burris will pitch to Flynn, and Brooks on at first. Pat Zachary due up after Flynn. We're in the top of the 7th inning, but Zachary's actually pitching a gem. Let's see what they're going to do with Brooks. That is a 13. He doesn't get the jump. Burris will go ahead and pitch. 3-3, blank, not tired there. Flynn swings, 6-2, and that's going to be a ground ball to second base. Let's see if he hits into another double play. 3-2-3, shortstop, Spire is 0. 1-3, it's a double play. No. Brooks thrown out at second. Flynn will make first, 2 outs. Now the batter is Zachry. Zachary has 5 more batters he can face before fatigue. He's 1 for 2. He's got a single. Question is, do I want with Flynn on at first? You know, if it was 1 out, I would probably take him out. But with 2 outs, I'm going to let Zachary stay in there. So Zachary will bat. Anything with Flynn? No. Flynn stays put. Burris pitches. 3-3 and 3-3. Let me see. That was his tired batter, wasn't it? Yeah, that was his tired batter. Hold on, I didn't mark it. I think Burris just allowed a single. Hold on a second here. So that was a ground ball to second. They couldn't. So he is now tired. 3-3. And that is a base hit up the middle. That is on the tired spot. That will be a single up the middle because Burris is tired. And that will go up the middle, and Burris will be taken out of the game. Single 1, Flynn's base running rating is a 4. He will make third, so Zachary actually gets his second hit. Second hit of the game for Zachary, and because that ended on a fatigue result, Burris is done, and they will take him out. Wow. Ray Burris done for the game for the Expos. And leading off, and the next batter for the Mets is Wilson, switch hitter. And I think they will bring in, they'll bring in a righty here. Wilson actually hits, in the matrix he's better against righties, but no, they'll go lefty. I think they'll bring in a lefty to pitch to Wilson. So let's see who the Expos are going to bring out. Coming on to pitch for the Expos will be Woody Fryman. The Expo bullpen, actually in 81, was pretty good. Woody Fryman, 5 wins, 3 losses, 7 saves, a 1.88 ERA. He can pitch to 5 batters before tiring. And so Woody Fryman will pitch to Mookie Wilson. Wilson is 2 for 3. He has 2 singles. A chance here to give the Mets some extra runs here in the top of the 7th. Anything happening on the bases? No. Fryman will pitch to Wilson. Wilson hoping for a good pitch. Fryman, 1-4, strikeout 5. Yep, it was a good pitch, but Wilson couldn't do anything with it. Struck him out, and that will end the inning. No runs, 2 hits for the Mets. Holding on to a 1-0 lead here. As we go to the bottom of the 7th. We are at the 7th inning stretch. Sing, take me out to the ball game. I'll be right back. don't forget, we have 10-minute ticker following the ball game. 10-minute ticker following the ball game. Tomorrow night on Inside Pitch will be April 29th, the last day of the month of April. And we're going to stay with the New York teams, but it won't be the Mets. Tomorrow night will be at Tiger Stadium as the New York Yankees will take on the Detroit Tigers. Our first look at both those teams in 81. The Yankees will have Rudy May, and Detroit will have Jack Morris the Cat. So we got Rudy May and Jack Morris. So all you Yankee fans or Yankee haters, please join us for tomorrow as the Yankees take on the Tigers for Inside Pitch of 1981. Rudy May against Morris the Cat. That should be fun. Bottom of the seventh here, Mets with a slim 1-0 lead. Zachry pitching an absolute gem at the moment. Ellis Valentine leads off for the Expos. He's 0 for 2. Zachry will go ahead and pitch it. And that's a 3-1. That's blank. Valentine swings. 6-2 against a right-handed pitcher. That's a ground out to short. Out number 1. Nice play. Nice pitch by Zachry. Next up is Gary Carter, the kid. He's 0 for 2. Zachry getting in on Carter. Carter looking to make a hit here. Zachry, 4-3. Range play at the park. Stade Olympique, 2-5. That's going to be a hit well ball. That's going to be a double into center field. But it is a range play, and that is Mazzilli out there. Mazzilli's range is a 2. Can he take away a double from the kid? Yes, he does. Out number 2. Lee Mazzilli tracks it down and takes a double away from the kid. And that's 2 outs. And Carter can't believe that Mazzilli made the play. 2 down. Here's Parrish. Parrish is 0 for 2. Zachary pumps his fist, getting help from the defense. Zachary will go ahead. Here it comes. 6-2 against a righty. That's a home against a right-handed batter. It's a home run result. Parrish against a righty is a 9. That's a 15. It's too high. Parrish does not get the home run, but he does swing 6-6, and he gets over the ball. Zachary makes a mistake, and Parrish just chops it to short. Picked up there by Tavares, throws to first, side, retired. 3 up and 3 down go the Expos. Still 1-0 Mets. As the Mets get some help from the defense, and Zachary gets away with a fat pitch over the plate. But the Mets need insurance runs. This Expos lineup is good. Fryman will come out. Will he stay out there? Frank Tavares leads off for the Mets. And Ruddy Fryman is going to come out of the game as the Expos. Well, actually, no, he's going to pitch to Tavares. Fryman will stay in. Tavares does worse against left-handed bat pitching. So Woody Fryman will pitch to Tavares here to start the top of the 8th. Fryman, 1-1, strikeout 3, got him, struck him out. And another K for the Expos pitching. 1 out, and here's Mazzilli. He gets a few boos here from the Olympic Stadium crowd for stealing a home run away, stealing away a double from Gary Carter. Fryman goes ahead and pitches 2-3 against the switch right, strikeout 16. That is too high. Mazzilli will swing. 4-1. That's a ball hit to center field. That is a 7. And against the lefty, Mazzilli cracks a double into center field. Mazzilli will hold that second with a big double. He'll hold at second with the double. He's on base for the second time. The batter now is Kingman. And they will take Fryman out because Kingman does hit lefties very well. And they will go to the bullpen. So the Expos will make a pitching change. They'll bring in a righty to pitch to Kingman, I believe. Coming on to pitch for the Expos will be Elias Sosa. There you go. Will be Elias Sosa. Sosa will come on to pitch for the Expos. 1 win, 2 losses, 3 saves, a 3.66 ERA. He'll pitch to Dave Kingman. Kingman is 0 for 3. Sosa is the third Expos pitcher. And I got to check something real quick. Timeout on the field for one quick moment. Timeout on the field for a very quick second here. I want to see something. Okay. And, of course, Sosa was a member of the Dodgers in 76. So Elias Sosa will go to pitch to Kingman here. Runner on second base, Mazzilli. A chance here for the Mets to maybe get some insurance. Let's see if anything happening on the bases. That is a 5. Mazzilli does not get the jump to try to go to third. He'll stay put. Sosa will pitch. 4-2. That's a range play. Kingman swings. 1-5. That's a ground ball to short. That ball is hit the Spire. Spire's range is a 3. The infield is normal, and it's a 4. He can't get it. It will get by him for a base hit. Mazzilli's base running rating is a 4. Single pass short. Mazzilli rounding third. He will score. It's 2-0 Mets. Kingman gets an RBI single. Stadium groans. Section 518 cheers. Yay! And yes, there's a Section 518 at every stadium where the Mets play. Kingman gets an RBI single. Mets now lead 2-0. And here is Jorgensen. Jorgensen is 0 for 3. Still 1 out. Infield now goes to double play depth. Sosa looking on. He'll go ahead. See if anything happening with Kingman. No. Sosa will make the pitch. 6-5. Strikeout 16, too high. Olympique Stade. Jorgensen 4-2. That's a ground ball to first. Let's see if they turn the double play. 2-0-2. Double play rating is going to be a 2. Shortstop Spire is a 0 arm. A 1-2. It's a double play. No, it's a 3. Kingman, however, his base running rating is a 3, but becomes a 2 when the infield double play depth. He will be thrown out at second, and Jorgensen takes his play at first, and there are 2 outs. And that is the fielder's choice. And now the batter is Brooks. Brooks is having a good night tonight, 2 for 3, a double and a single. Sosa will pitch to Brooks. 2 outs here, top of the 8th. Anything happening with Jorgensen? He is a stealing threat. That is a 4. No. Nothing happening. Of course, no hit and runs with 2 outs. Sosa will pitch. 1-3. Wild pitch. Yep, that's a 1. And Jorgensen's going to go to second. A wild pitch on Sosa. Jorgensen finds himself at second base, and now if Brooks can come through with a hit, Mets could get another run. 2 outs. Let's see again. I'll re-roll the strat. Not this time. That is a 3. Jorgensen stays put. Sosa looking on, getting ready to pitch to Brooks. Brooks ready. Pitch coming. 5-6. Range play at the park. Stade Olympique. 6-6. That's a fly ball to center field. That ball is hit to Andre Dawson. His range is a 5. So he gets over to it, and he will make the catch and retire the side. Andre Dawson gets there, but the Mets get 1 run on 2 hits and a wild pitch. Bottom of the 8th, Mets still leading 2-0 now in this game against the Expos. A game the Mets historically lost. But maybe the Mets can turn it around and with a win today would get back to 500. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. And leading off for the Expos will be Warren Cromartie. Pat Zachary has 2 more batters he can face before tiring. Met bullpen is getting ready. Zachary, he'll go ahead and make the pitch. 2-5, strikeout 19, that's too high. Cromartie, 1-2, and that's going to be a ground ball to short. Tavares has got it, throws to first, out number 1. Cromartie has grounded out 3 times in this game. Spire is next, and he is 0 for 2. Zachary getting set. He will be tired after Spire. Zachary, 2-4. That's blank. Spire, 4-2. And that's a fly ball center field. Mazzilli gets to it, out number 2. 2 outs now. And we'll see a pinch hitter for Elias Sosa as he will come out of the game. Let's see who they're going to bring in here. And we got to see a switch hitter or a lefty. It's going to be a switch hitter. Coming on to pinch hit for the Expos will be Rod Scott. Rod Scott, 205 average, no homers, 26 RBIs. Remember, before the 9th inning, if I have to do pinch hitters, most at bats at the best handedness. So Rod Scott will go up against Zachary, 205 average. Zachary is now tired. Can he get 1 more out? Zachary, Scott, ready to pitch. Here it comes. Zachary, 3-5. A switch left, that's blank. Scott swings, and it is a 3-6. It's a ball hit to left field. That is an 18 against the righty. Rod Scott just went ahead and got a pinch hit triple. Holy cow, we got the triple. Scott will wind up on third base on a 2-out triple by Rod Scott. He got it. The fans here now know that the next batter could tie this game up, and it is Raines. And that is going to be it for Zachary. It will now take him out. But what a job he did in this game. But the Mets will have to go to the bullpen as they'll bring out a lefty to face Raines. Coming on to pitch for the Mets will be Pete Falcone. Pete Falcone will pitch for the Mets. 5 wins, 3 losses, a save, a 2.55 ERA. Falcone will come on and be the relief pitcher against Raines. I still don't understand his playing ability. I don't know. Sometimes I thought that Falcone would have been a much better pitcher than he was. But I always think of him as a below-average pitcher that maybe you thought could have been a lot better. Pete Falcone will pitch to Raines. 2 outs. Bottom of the 8th, 2-0. Raines, let's see if anything happening on the bases. No. Falcone does have pickoff chance. Falcone looking on Raines. Pitch on the way. 2-5. Possible error. Raines will swing. 6-3. It's going to be a line drive right to second. Flynn will make the catch. Side retired. There is no error on a line drive unless there's a throw made and when it's the second out. And Falcone gets it done. Line out to second, inning over. No runs, a hit for the Expos. It is still 2-0 in favor of the Mets. Let's go, Mets. Can the Mets get a big win against the Expos here on the board? Mets are leading 2-0. We go to the top of the ninth. Alex Trevino leads off for New York. They have right, and pinch hitter coming up. So I think the Expos will go to a right-hander from the bullpen. Let's see who they got, and they will go with this guy. Coming on to pitch for the Expos will be Stan Bonson. Now, of course, you all remember Stan Bonson from the 76 Oakland Athletics. He was the workhorse for Oakland out of the bullpen during the playoffs for them. But he finds himself on the Expos in 81. Stan Bonson will pitch to Alex Trevino. Top of the ninth inning, 2-0 Mets. Bonson, 3-3, range play at the park. Stade Olympique, 1-4, fly out the left. Ball hit the Reigns. Reigns' range is a 2. No, that's going to be a base hit, and it will be a single for Trevino. Leadoff man on base for the Mets. Trevino gets his first hit of the game. Next batter is Doug Flynn. Trevino on at first. The Mets may go to the bench. Flynn is at second base, and since it is the ninth inning, the Mets can have anybody back. Flynn is going to come back, and coming on to pinch hit for the Mets and take over at second will be Wally Backman. Backman will come on, batted .278, only 36 at bats in 81 for the Mets, but he's on the team, so Backman will bat against Bonson. A young Wally Backman in 1981. Trevino on it first, infield a double play, no strategy roll. Bonson will pitch. 3-2, that's blank. Backman swings. 5-2, and that's a ground ball right back to Bonson. But not a chance of a double play, I don't think. A 0, -1, a +1 from the infield double play is a 0, and 0 arms for either, so no chance of a double play. The question is, who's out? And that's going to be Trevino. So Bonson throws to second to get Trevino. Backman holds it first, and that's out number 1. So fielder's choice, as Backman will replace Trevino, and we'll see a pinch hitter for Pete Falcone as he is out, and the Mets will go to the bench once again. Coming on to pinch hit for the Mets is Le Grand Orange, Rusty Stobb. Rusty Stobb, .317 average, 5 homers, 21 RBIs in 81. He played in 70 games for the Mets, 161 at bats. You know what? Rusty Stobb definitely is in the Hall of the Very Good. But with his longevity and the way he played, if they were someday to put Rusty Stobb in the Hall of Fame, I don't think I'd have a problem with it. Rusty Stobb and Don Mattingly have a couple of things in common. Both were first basemen, and both of them retired the year before their teams won the World Series. If Rusty Stobb had played in 86, he'd have his championship ring, and then I'm very sure they would have put him in the Hall of Fame. But if you want to put Rusty in the Hall, I don't think I can argue it. Backman on it first. Stobb at the plate. 1 out. No strike. Bonson will pitch. 2-1. Hit by pitch. 13 too high. Stobb will swing. 6-4. And he flies out to right. Out number 2. Stobb couldn't come through from that one. So 2 men out. Next batter is Wilson. Wilson is 2 for 4. 2 singles. Backman on it first still. Bonson looking on to make the pitch. Wilson ready. Bonson pitches. 1-4. Strikeout 18. That's too high. Wilson. 5-6. And that's going to be a ground ball. That's a ground ball to short. Up with it is Spire. And he will throw to second to get Backman. And that will end the inning. So the Mets made it interesting there. No runs and a hit. Will we see some ninth inning magic? Hopefully there is none for the Mets, for the Expos tonight, as we go to the bottom of the ninth. Leading off for the Expos is Jerry Manuel. May see a pinch hitter for him, and we will. Manuel is at second base. So let's see who the Expos, it is the ninth inning. They can bring up anybody they want. Although the bench really isn't that good for the Expos. Manuel's at second base, so who can I replace him with if I take him out? I don't believe it. Unless I move someone else. No, Manuel has to bat. All right, he has to bat. So Jerry Manuel's a switch hitter, and it really doesn't matter who the Mets took out, so they're just going to bring out the closer. So let's see who's going to be closing, try to get the closing deal for the Mets. Coming on to pitch for the Mets will be their closer in 1981, and that was Neil Allen. That's a blast from the past. That's a blast from the past. Here's Neil Allen. 7 wins, 6 losses, 18 saves, a 2.97 ERA. They call on Neil Allen to try to close the game here against the Expos. Bottom of the ninth, 2-0. Manuel will lead off. There's nobody really I can bring on to bat. Allen will pitch. 2-5. Strikeout 9. Got him. Struck out Manuel. And that's the first out. One man down. Next batter, the very dangerous Andre Dawson. And of course, the Expos will let him swing. Dawson, however, 0 for 4. Allen looking in on Dawson. The Hawk stands ready. Allen with the pitch. 1-5. Strikeout 5. Got him. Struck out Dawson. Strikeout number 2 for Allen and 2 down. Can the Mets get a win here in a game they lost? Next batter is Ellis Valentine, and I think we will try again to see if we'll have a pinch hitter for the Expos. And let's see if we're going to do that. Valentine is in right field, and yes, there will be I believe. Let's see here. What do you got? Really, not much here for the Expos on a bench. But they're going to pinch hit. Valentine's going to come out, and coming on to pinch hit for the Expos will be Jerry White. A little better average, 218 average, but he will also take over. He will also take over in right field in case the game goes any further. So here's Jerry White to pinch hit against Neil Allen. Bottom of the ninth, 2-0 Mets. Mets trying to shut out the Expos. Allen looking to get the game done. He's got 2 strikeouts. Fans here at Olympique Stadium hoping for a win. Allen with the pitch. 1-5, strikeout 10, swing and a miss, struck him out. Neil Allen strikes out the side, and that's your game. The Mets go ahead and beat the Expos today, 2-0. A happy recap for the Mets. Section 518 cheers. Yay! Stadium groans. Neil Allen strikes out the side. He had 50 Ks in 81. Strikes out Manuel, Dawson, and White. And the Mets will take a 2-0 win here in Olympique Stadium. How about that? Don't go away. 10-minute ticker and final line score coming up. For the Mets, 2 runs on 9 hits and no errors. For the Expos, no runs on 3 hits and no errors. The winning pitcher is Pat Zachry. He pitched a gem, only giving up 3 hits, shutting out the Expos. Zachary with that 4.14 ERA. Yeah, Tom Seaver shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame. Pat Zachry should be. I always said Pat Zachry would be the Hall of Famer that the Mets always wanted. Ray Burris takes the loss, and Neil Allen will get the save. Neil Allen, most famous for bringing Keith Hernandez to the Mets not too much later. That is true. That is the truth. Don't go away. 10-minute ticker coming right up. As my Mets get a happy recap. Sports Time Machine joins us here late, but that is okay. Sports Time Machine, you can arrive anytime you like. Matter of fact, it's always good when any of my chat guys show up. Our specially designed 10-minute ticker dice that we are now using to try to speed up the ticker a little bit. So the Mets will get a win here on the Expos. And now let's see how the rest of the 10-minute ticker goes. It is time for the 10-minute ticker, brought to you by FastScore Baseball of Replay Sports. That is right, Steeler fan. You are not allowed to be late. And you have been late, and you're lucky I've not banned you. Or at the very least, start finagling, start really rigging the rolls for the Astros. But you never know. Let's start the 10-minute ticker, April 26th. Boston at Baltimore. Let's see. Boston a 15-55, and they have 7 runs. Baltimore a 14-15, and that is 2. A win for the Red Sox. Texas at Cleveland. Texas 6:45, and that is 4. Cleveland 14-41, and that's 5. The Indians will get that win. White Sox at Detroit. White Sox 9-16, that's 2. Detroit 5-21, and that's 1. That's a win for the White Sox. They've suddenly started winning a few games here and there. Kansas City at Milwaukee. Kansas City a 12-26, and it's 3. Milwaukee a 10-32, and that is also 3. We'll go now to the white dice. Both teams have a 6. Kansas City's clutch is a 0, and Milwaukee's clutch is a 1. That's a 7. Milwaukee will get the win in extras. California at Minnesota. Yeah, I know, after the strike, right? California at Minnesota, they had a double header today. Game 1. California 15-45, and they've got 5. Minnesota 7-15, and that's 1. Another win for the Angels. The Angels are off to an awesome start. Game 2. California 14-24, that's 3. Minnesota 8-23, and that is 2. And the Angels take both games against the Twins. I should let you know that we've not done the Angels yet, but with those 2 wins right now, California has a record of 14-3. They are hot out of the gate. Toronto at the Yankees. Toronto with a 3 and a 15, and that is 1. The Yankees a 7 and a 12, and that is 0. The Blue Jays will beat the Yankees. Oakland at Seattle. Oakland a 17-54, and that's 7. Seattle an 8-51, and that is 5. Another win for the Athletics. Philadelphia at the Cubs. Let's see. Philadelphia 22-65. Wow, that's 11. And the Cubs a 5-21, and that's 1. So the Phillies pound the Cubs today. Cincinnati at Houston. The Reds a 4-66. That's 8. The Astros a 6-42, and that is 3. And that game belongs to the Reds. And Steeler fan will say rigged. San Diego at the Dodgers. Padres a 2-33, and that's 2. The Dodgers a 10-15, and that is also 2. We'll go to extras. It is a 4. It is a 4 for the Padres. San Diego, 4 minus 3 is 1. Dodgers have a clutch of minus 3 and the Dodgers have a 1 minus 3, so that Padres will get it in the extra innings. They will win. Mets' second game of the doubleheader. Craig Swan was against Scott Sanderson in this game. Mets, let's see what we get. Mets, 3-34, and that is 2. The Expos, 9-66. Well, they'll get their revenge, and that is a 9 for the Expos, so we split the twin bill. Cardinals and the Pirates. Cardinals and the Pirates. Cardinals are 13-15, and that is 2. The Pirates are 13-41, and that's 4. That'll be a win for the Bucks. Atlanta and the Giants had a doubleheader today on the 26th. Atlanta, a 4-12, and that's 0. The Giants, a 9-45, that's 4. That'll be a win for the Giants in Game 1. Game 2, both teams had a 10. Atlanta, a 10-33, and that is 3. San Francisco, a 10-22, and that is 2. And they will split the twin bill. Moving on to April 27th, White Sox and the Orioles. White Sox, 11-43, and we've got 4. Baltimore, a 15-62. That's going to be 8, a win for the O's. Yankees at Detroit. We'll have that game tomorrow night. Yankees, a 22-21. That's only 4 runs. Detroit, a 2-13, though, and that is 0. So the Yankees will beat the Tigers. Toronto at Milwaukee. Toronto, a 6-46, and that's 4. Milwaukee, a 15-13, and that is 2. Another win for the Blue Jays. Seattle at Minnesota. Let's see. Seattle, 11-33, and that's 3. Minnesota, 11-46, and that is 5, a win for the Twins. California at Oakland. And I'm missing a die here. There we go. California at Oakland. A 3-35 for California. That's 2. Oakland, a 6-16, and that's 1. The Angels continue to have this hot streak. Boston at Texas. Let's see, Boston, a 9-52, and that is 5. The Rangers, a 13-56, that's 7. That's a win for the Rangers. San Francisco and the Dodgers. San Francisco, 2-43, 3 runs. Dodgers, 12-51, 5 runs. A win for the Dodgers. Fernando Valenzuela continues to pitch well. Montreal at Philadelphia. Expos. Wow, that went out there. Montreal, 1965. Ouch. That's going to be 10 runs. Philadelphia, a 925, and that's 3. And the Expos will win that game. Moving on to April 28th. April 28th, White Sox at Baltimore. White Sox, 1816, 3 runs. Baltimore, 11-13, 1 run, a win for the Chi Sox. Yankees at Detroit. Tommy John against Dan Schatziner. Not a bad game. Yankees, 14-43. That's 5. Detroit, 4-66. That's 8. A win for the Cats. Toronto at Milwaukee. Toronto, a 5-13. And that's 0. Milwaukee, a 14-31. That is 4. A win for the Brew Crew. Seattle at Minnesota. Seattle, 11-64. That's 8. Minnesota, 15-32. That's 4. A win for the M's. California at Oakland. California, 13-24. And that is 3. Oakland, 8-31. And that is also 3. We've got extras there. How extras there? Let's see. Let's roll the dice for the extras. Roll the dice for the extras. Let's see. California rolls a 1, and their clutch is a -3, so that's -2. Oakland rolls a 2. Their clutch is a 2, so that's a 4. That's going to be a win for Oakland in extras. They will win that game. And finally, the Angels lose 1 there. Boston at Texas. Boston, 15-36, and that's 5. Texas, 18-32, and that is 4. Wow, the Red Sox will win that one. How about that? Kind of weird on that. Let me look at that again. Boston, a 15-36, that's 5. And Texas, an 18-32, that's 4. Yeah, wow, okay. Houston and Atlanta. The Astros, I'm sure, are happy to stop playing Cincinnati. Houston and Atlanta. Houston, a 641, and that is 3. The Braves, a 462, and that's going to be 5. The Braves win it, and another tough loss for the Astros. San Diego at Cincinnati. Padres, a 341, and that is 3. The Reds, a 12-26, and that is 3 as well. We have extras between the two. A 1 for San Diego. Their clutch is -3, so -2. The Reds are 3. Their clutch is 4, makes it a 7. This game will belong to the Reds in extra innings. San Francisco taking on the Dodgers. San Francisco, 11-42, and we've got 4. The Dodgers, a 12-35, and that is also 4. We have extras there. A 1 for the Giants. San Francisco 1. Their clutch is a 0, so it's a 1. The Dodgers clutch is a -3. They rolled a 2, so 2 -3 is a -1. The Giants will win that game in extras. Pittsburgh against the Mets. Mike Scott on the mound for the Mets before he became an Astro. Can the Mets get a win here? Pittsburgh, a 10-26, and that is 3. The Mets, an 8-32, and that is also 3. So that is extra innings. Pittsburgh has a clutch of -3. The Mets have a clutch of 0. So let's see how the dice go. A -3 for Pittsburgh, so 3 - 3 is 0. That's a 2 for the Mets. The Mets will have a happy recap against the Pirates. Montreal at Philadelphia. Montreal trying to hold off the Phillies. Montreal, 11-22, and that is 2. Philadelphia, 15-24, and that is 3, and that will be a win for the Phillies. That is your 10-minute ticker today. If your team won tonight, congratulations. If they didn't, there's always tomorrow. And tomorrow will be the final game in the month of May April 29th. It will be the New York Yankees taking on the Detroit Tigers. Rudy May against Jack Morris. So all you Yankee fans, I know everybody in the chat is a Yankee fan. I know everybody loves the Yankees. So I know you'll be rooting for the Yankees big time tomorrow night as they take on the Detroit Tigers. So join us for that game tomorrow night. Steeler fans, Sports Time Machine, Philip Reynolds, BB, Big Clue, Bob's Tabletop Sports, Brian Patterson, thank you all for joining me today. Please leave a like on your way out through the turnstiles. Subscribe if you've not done so. And make sure you hit the bell. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay smart, stay strong. We'll see you guys tomorrow night. It is the New York Mets having a happy recap tonight. We shut out the Expos 2-0 on the great pitching of the greatest pitcher of all time that we traded away Tom Seaver for, Pat Zachary. Yeah. Have a good night, everyone. We'll see you later.